Or there was another route that you didn't know about. There couldn't have been. The tunnel is a straight path, is it not? Yeah. Seems like it. I didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I only dug halfway up to the corridor. What? You mean to say that you didn't dig the entire tunnel? When I got to the cell, the tunnel was already there. There's a tunnel linking to the cell to the well. Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. It's always been connected. I just continued the tunnel with my digging. What was the hole doing there in the first place? Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug in an attempt to escape. Or maybe the animals dug in. Maybe they wanted to drink from the well. That's highly doubtful. There's no water in that well anymore. It's all dried up. Wait a minute. That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent. This nice scent. I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet, like candy. This scent. I believe we've come across it before. We know this scent from his body. Knightley's body was giving off a sweet candy-like scent. We used a police dog to track that scent, and that led us to discover the tunnel. Oh, by any chance, could this be the same scent as the well? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I know what you're trying to say. That the scent proves the body was carried down through the tunnel. Exactly. And? J. Elbird, you're the only one who could have used the tunnel. Thank you, Mr. Elbird. I'm very grateful to you. Now she's gonna be like, you see, he actually dumped him down the well. At last the truth comes to light. Mr. Elbird, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? Oh, never mind. To being an accomplice, I mean. Don't tell me even you suspect me too. Judge Courtney, it seems you and I have come to the same conclusion. Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are quite different. Mr. Elbird was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley. What do you mean? Mr. Elbird did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. What? This is stupid. It would seem Mr. Elbird did indeed strike Mr. Knightley in the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made a little negotiation. Negotiation? For Mr. Knightley's escape plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell. So Mr. Elbird stole them from the guard. On the other hand, for Mr. Elbird to escape, he needed to get to Mr. Knightley's cell. But if Mr. Knightley had seen him and yelled, the plan would have gone down the drain. How did he get the keys again? And so, they negotiated. This is stupid. I didn't negotiate nothing. Oh, you still intend to deny it? I see. Hey, if he denies it. So in other words, we're back to where we started. Mr. Elbird opened the cell door, and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Keyes' cage. And then he was moved into the prison. This is so fucking convoluted. Jesus Christ. Of course. And then he was killed in the prison workroom. This is stupid. Weren't you listening? The scent of the body shows it must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention center through the tunnel. Shut up, bitch. Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. I do not claim he wasn't moved through the tunnel. What? You don't. The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. However, that does not mean it came from the detention center. What do you mean? That sure sounds like a contradiction to me. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? Oh my god, I can't believe I actually said what fucking brain rot idea she had. Jesus Christ. The well in the courtyard. Mr. Keyes carried the cage not to the workroom, but to the courtyard. Yes, because he's obviously going to just go back through the tunnel into his own cell again. It makes so much sense. Because, you know, he doesn't go anywhere. Oh my god, I want to die. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard and his body was dropped down the well. Obviously. And then the body at the bottom of the well was moved by Mr. Dogen's dog. Now then, there's one thing I'd like you all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard? The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait, Simon? Ah! I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well? In front of everyone? Judge Courtney is a fucking dumbass. She's a tough opponent. Her flexible way of thinking enables her to adapt and come up with her own deductions. Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom, but to the courtyard. And Mr. Keyes was off stage for 15 minutes. This was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well. It's as simple as that. It's dumb. Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound. I'll admit that. I won't admit anything. I think it's actually dumb. However, let's say the body was dropped down the well. That didn't have to be done during the show. It could have been happened at a different time. Yeah, exactly. Though I wouldn't make that argument because you'll be like, ah, see, of course. Makes my way even more obvious. Unfortunately for you, Prosecutor Edward, that is not possible. Oh, actually also he was in his cell. When the show started, Mr. Elbird in the tunnel, on his way to the cell block, was on his way. Mr. Elbird, at that time, did you happen to see a body in the tunnel? No, nothing like that. So if the body had been dropped before the show, Mr. Elbird would have seen it, not if the dog moved it before then. However, he has stated he did not see a body. So it is impossible to think the body was dropped before the show. And after the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes. Mr. Edgeworth, what should we do? If the body was moved through the well, that does put Mr. Keyes at a major disadvantage. No more than he already was. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean that there is evidence. I'm obligated to recognize that fact. Will you allow me to investigate the courtyard once more? Shut up. I give my approval, in the name of the goddess of law. Reinvestigating the courtyard. I fear this may be our last chance. Huh, what? Fire! Could be another prison break propo! Should we evacuate? No, it's probably still crossing an area. Everyone, please remain calm. This is just the signal for the evening meal. It's a little loud, so I can understand why you'd be surprised. It sure scared me. I'm terribly sorry. And with that, everyone, please return to your posts. Elbird, it's also time for you to return to your room. I got it. Let's go, Rocky. Warden Roland, we will be proceeding to the courtyard for another investigation. Isn't it time for you to go home as well, Mr. Edgeworth? Looks like we're out of time. Why don't you continue this another time? With the investigation. Today's been a big day, right? With the escaped prisoner and all. So I'm afraid I can't let outsiders like you loiter around any longer. This is my decision as the warden of this prison. Looks like it can't be helped. The warden's word can be called the law of the prison. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this means we will have to carry out our investigation another day. Until then, you may hold on to your prosecutor's badge. And with that, I leave you. Sebastian, hurry up. Now, I think it's time you all left. Well, it looks like we'll have to continue the investigation tomorrow. Knightley's body was dropped down the well and was carried to the workroom from Mr. Elbird's cell. This is Judge Courtney's logic, but is it correct? And Judge Courtney claims that the Mr. Keys transported him, but was Mr. Keys really the only one with the chance to move him? No. Mr. Edgeworth, let's do our best tomorrow. We have to save Simon no matter what. Indeed, I agree. We must prove Mr. Keys' innocence without fail. To be continued. Can I get my fucking health back? Thank you. March 29th. The courtyard. Depending on what we find here, the entire incident could become clear. However, there's nothing left here. Yeah, naturally. Yesterday. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom. Could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keys. Was the body dropped down the well or not? This could be the decisive clue that we need to reach the truth of the matter. Before I continue with the investigation, I shall organize my evidence. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. Let's see here. Oh God, did we get rid of anything? Holy shit. Wiped up the blood as what got removed. For sure. The dog. Hey, there's a grate here. The well's run dry after all. They even put a lock on it. Lockpicking is one of my specialties. Want to see? There's absolutely no need for you to show off. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Whoa. What happened, Kay? The lock is broken. Judging from the looks of it, feels like it was broken some time ago. So the lock was broken. This means that anyone could have dropped the body down this well. According to Judge Courtney's reasoning, Mr. Keys murdered Knightley in the courtyard. And then during the show, he disposed of the body in the well. You think so? Do you really use the well to move the body? Oh, I know. Let's get Missile to help us out again. He should be able to track this end of the body. Good idea. Let me contact Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe, now. Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe here. Detective, I have a favor to ask of you. We would like for you to bring Missile to the prison courtyard. Sounds like you need the help of one of my 7 secret weapons again, huh, sir? I thought Missile belonged to the police department. And also, I would like you to contact a witness. Please contact Regina Barry of the Barry Big Circus and bring her here. Roger that, sir. I'll bring him over in a flash. So, what should we do while we wait for Gummy? How about some hide and seek? Yes. What are you talking about, Kay? There's nowhere to hide here. I don't think that is the issue. Okay, during times like this, isn't it your turn to shine? Oh, that! You want me to recreate the crime scene? Huh? How do you do that? See for yourself. The Great Thief's secret weapon, Little Thief. Whoa, what's that? Screen's floating in midair? Just what are you doing, Kay? I'm entering the information needed for the simulation. Mr. Shields, this Little Thief is a tool that can recreate a crime scene based on the information it's given. Should I set it how this place was like when we came here yesterday? Yeah, I believe they were in the middle of taking down the set. We didn't pay enough attention to the well, so it is possible we have missed a clue. Well, I looked at it. Leave it to me. I took a picture of the place, too. There, and there. Data entry complete. Now to set the projection to maximum output. Dark skies of evening. When no other bird takes wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of the real modern-day Robin Hood. What the fuck? What? What just happened? I recreated the courtyard from yesterday, based on the information I entered. This was a tool the previous thief used. It's a device to run simulations to practice stealing things. But used in this manner, we can inspect the crime scene as if it was in the past. Oh, but still only a recreation based on what information we have. I can't recreate what I don't have information for. And if my information is incorrect, the recreation could come out strange too. In this case, since Kay has the photo, there should be no problems. Now let's begin the investigation. Boom, boom, boom. Since a recreation, you can examine things like you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. Yeah, I know. First, I should start with that well. Should we? Oh my god. Just get out of the way. What was the elephant's name again? She's a steeped Asian elephant. Oh my god. Ah, that's right. It's an easy name to remember. Maybe they couldn't think of a good name, so they gave her a name that's easy to remember. Mr. Edgeworth, what a terrible thing to say about poor Steve. This crate. No, there are tires attached to it, so I guess it's a cart. Just once I'd like to ride one of these bad boys down a hill. Ah, or maybe one of those office chairs with wheels. Doesn't that sound like fun? You'll tip over, okay? What is she talking about? Folding chairs? These are used for audience seating during the show. Folding up all these chairs must have been a chore. Is that so? Don't tell me you've never tidied up folding chairs before. I've delegated that task to others in the past. Mr. Edgeworth, you should try doing some manual labor for once in a while. I'll look into it. I'll file it into consideration. This is the stage where they put on the animal show. If I put on a great thief show, I wonder if anyone would come. I'd come. I'm pretty sure the police would show up. Let's examine this area around the well. Holds the key to this case. It's a sturdy hemp rope. Looks like the rope they use for a tug of wars. I'm not going to play tug of war with you. I didn't even say anything yet! There's a metal stake attached to the end of the rope. Huh. So you use this to pin down the tent when you're camping. Doesn't seem like they'd need this for the performance. Wonder what it was used for. Pulley system. There's some pulleys here. They don't appear to be of the pulley that was used to lift the bucket from the well. This is a metal weight. It weighs. It's hard to see the recreation. Okay, do you remember? 33 pounds, 15 kilograms. I think it was 33 pounds. I wonder what such a heavy thing was used for. Doesn't seem to be directly related to the circus. There's nothing unusual about this area. This pulley was used to lift the bucket from the well. The bucket can't be found. The well was behind the stage. That means only a few people could have access to dump the body in the well during the performance. This isn't looking good for Mr. Keys. These things around the well, what were they used for? They don't seem to be related to the animal show. I agree, we can ask Miss Barry about it later. I feel like the weight isn't something that was supposed to be there. It's all the information we can gather for now. The detective should be here soon, too. Okay, go ahead and shut down Little Thief. Alright, turning the area to normal. Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. I was like, she's not gonna say shit, sir. Hey, speak of Gummy. Detective Gumshoe. That was quick. I couldn't keep you waiting for too long, sir. Thanks for coming along too, Regina. No problem. Sounded like fun, so I skipped practice to come here. Thank you for your cooperation. First, Detective, let's have Missile do some tracking. No problem, sir. Hey, Missile, over here, pal. Hey, what you eating, pal? I said over here. What's the matter? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Ah! Alligator! Guess he's scared of the alligator, sir. Good grief. Looks like Missile won't be of help to us. So what should we do, Miles? Maybe we can ask Miss Berry for help. What is it? What is it? Is there something I can do? Do you want me to teach Allie a trick? Actually, she probably could. No, I just need you to tell me about the condition of the courtyard during the show. Looks like it's my time to shine again. Yes, if you please. Alright, that should do it. Starting at the recreation now. Just loading the preset. Recreation complete. This time we can see the courtyard was during the animal show. It should be around the time the body was dropped down the well. Wow, cool. It's just like magic. It's not magic. I just recreated the scene based on the information you gave us. See? Look over there. The backstage area is missing. She didn't... Ooh. Interesting. Well, Regina didn't help with the prep, so... she doesn't really know how it was set up. I get it. You can't recreate what you don't have the info for, huh? I'm sorry. Because Simon took care of setting everything out. Don't worry yourself none, Regina Pie. Miles is the one at fault here. Why me? Mr. Edgeworth, I've recreated the show in progress. But I can also change it to how it was earlier when it was being taken down. See? So we can examine the courtyard during the show and after the show. We can freely switch between the two different stages. To change the recreation, select Little Thief on the bottom screen. Now let's begin the investigation. Can we examine this? This pond is where the warden, Roland, keeps her pet alligator. Yes, these fish bones are the remains of her last meal. I don't think an alligator would leave such clean bones. But she had a very refined-looking face. I couldn't tell at all. That's because I'm a girl who's good with faces. Why don't I feel a little bit jealous? The least bit jealous. It's the cage of the Asian elephant, Astig. The elephant is performing on the stage right now, so the cage is empty. Wonder how Astig entered the courtyard. Courtyard? What do you mean how? The entrance here is human-sized. And this fence is electrified. I don't think the elephant would enter from there. You could just turn off the electricity. If they did that, all the inmates would escape. I doubt anyone would escape while an elephant was entering. Wonder how she came in. This requires some thought. She seems to be enjoying her little brain teaser. I should just let her be. I enjoy her too. Oh, this crate was empty in the recreation earlier. That's right. It was also empty in the picture I took. Huh. Ah, I'm sorry. That information is wrong. What do you mean? This crate contained Astig's food. In the morning on the day of the show, all the apples were gone. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. Missing apples. I should make a note of it. Can I logic those two things? Oh, God. Did Steak eat all the food? A love story between an elephant and a tiger. I really wanted to see that. I also wanted to see Simon in action. Simon's really amazing, especially the part where he gets blown away. Blown away. That's the scene in question. At that point, the suspect in the role of the villain is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit. After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage. Are you saying the crime was committed during that time? Yes. Do you know how long he was gone from the stage? I think about 15 minutes or so. It's just as Judge Courtney said. But isn't it dangerous to be blown away by an elephant? It's alright, Astiga is very gentle. That's not who we're worried about here. During the first few practices, he was having trouble getting blown away. Then all of a sudden, he was able to be sent flying beautifully. He might be using some sort of device, but it's amazing. The device. Do you know anything about it? Ah, that's the pulley system and the ropes. I have no idea. Simon handled it all by himself. Let me see if I can do that. There you go. Mr. Keys used a device for his stunt. Maybe the tools around the well are connected to this. Okay, I'd like to recheck the tools laying around the well yesterday. Can you change the recreation after the show scene? Roger. The tools lying around the well. Could they have been part of this device? Seems very likely. I wonder if it's possible to recreate the device. If you ask Mr. Keys, he should be able to tell you how the device was put together. Alright, I'll go ask him.